My boss said I was overreacting about a coworker's joke. Then he heard the recording. I've always been the quiet one in our office, the person who brings homemade cookies to meetings but rarely speaks up. For 3 years, that strategy worked fine at Anderson Entons until Jake joined our team. From his first day, Jake seemed to target me with jokes that made my skin crawl. Comments about my clothes being distracting, questions about my dating life, nicknames I never agreed to. I tried laughing it off, changing the subject, even directly asking him to stop. Nothing worked. Last month during our quarterly planning session, I presented a campaign I'd spent weeks developing. As I clicked for my slides, Jake interrupted. Sarah, honey, men don't buy cane products because of emotional benefits. Maybe stick to the women's campaigns where your feelings make sense. The room fell awkwardly silent. I felt my face burn as I struggled to continue. Later that day, I finally worked up the courage to speak with our manager, David. I explained the pattern of comments, how they undermined my credibility, how they made me dread coming to work. David leaned back in his chair, looking uncomfortable. Look, Sarah, Jake's one of our top performers. He's just got that classic sales guy personality, all jokes and banter. I think you might be overreacting a bit. This is a competitive industry, you know. I nodded, feeling defeated, and left his office. That night, I almost drafted my resignation letter. Instead, I downloaded a voice recording app on my phone. For 2 weeks, I recorded every meeting, every casual interaction with Jake. I wasn't sure what I'd do with the recordings. I just needed to prove to myself I wasn't imagining things. Then came the client presentation, our biggest potential account of the year, with executives flying in from Chicago. I'd prepared exhaustively. As I walked the clients through our proposal, Jake repeatedly cut me off, explained my own research back to me, and at one point actually said, "What Sarah is trying to say, but with too many words, is when a female client asked me a direct question about campaign metrics," Jake answered before I could open my mouth. "Don't worry your pretty head about the numbers. That's why you hired us, right?" The room temperature seemed to drop 10 degrees. The client's CMO, a woman in her 50s, narrowed her eyes. We lost the account the next day. This time I went to David's office with my phone in hand. "Before you tell me I'm overreacting again, I want you to listen to something." I played the recordings, all of them, 26 instances of Jake's jokes over 2 weeks. David's face changed as he listened, from annoyed to concerned to genuinely shocked. "I had no idea it was this bad," he finally said. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I did," I replied quietly. "You said I was overreacting." The next morning, Ader called Jake into a meeting. By afternoon, he was escorted out with his belongings in a box. But the real change came a week later, when David announced mandatory respect in the workplace training for all employees, himself included. He pulled me aside afterward. "I owe you an apology," he said, "and a thank you. We almost lost our company culture because I wasn't listening. Yesterday, I presented a new campaign to that same Chicago client. They signed with us immediately. We value partners who value all their team members," the CMO told me with a knowing smile. "Sometimes being the quiet one doesn't mean staying silent when it matters."